Greetings, viewers. This is League 8 Match 4. Hoping to make a comeback from the first 3 matches of this league. It's been a couple days since I recorded those, so we'll see how we can do come this round. This hand, while it does have a decided path of what I can do, it has 4 lands, which I don't think is quite aggressive enough, so I'm going to mulligan. This hand is just waiting on a second mana source, which with a scry, I think I have an okay chance of finding, so I'm going to keep, especially since I don't really want to go to 5, and that will do just fine. So we'll lay out the spells I can play. And then pass the turn. Next turn, it'll either be Ravager or Overseer. An untapped Godless Shrine with Inquisition. Alright, well, that kind of stinks. We'll play one of the Ravagers next turn then. Kind of hope that they don't have a path or something. Otherwise, we're not looking too pretty. We did end up having a mulligan, which it wasn't the best of mulligans. It wasn't terrible, but it certainly doesn't beat that hand hate, and then they're going to get our other threat. And that really feels bad. And now they probably have path up, potentially, or a push, which we wouldn't really want to expose Nexus to at this time. So I'm going to play the drum and then attack with these two. And I'm no longer going to blindly pass the turn so that I don't miss a possible trigger with Ravager. Create 3 1/1 spirits. Okay. I have not faced a deck with Spectral Procession before, so I'm not quite sure what this would be. I think it's best to play out my threat. Well, play out the Scourge so that it's potential food for Ravager. I don't like going too all in on the Ravager, but he is the best target to have attacking. So I think attacking with these two and seeing what sort of blocks are made is an alright approach. Still keeping back Nexus because it's going to be the weakest to these 1/1 blockers. And that seems fine. You just eat the Memnite, grow the Arcbound Ravager a little bit, and hold off on any sort of all-in strategy with it. Intangible Virtue. We are not going to have much to fight that. Especially with that Vigilance. And I don't have Wear Tear. This might be not the best of matchups. Plating helps. Plating helps. Do I play it before or after combat? If I'm playing it before combat, do I tap Scourge to equip, or do I... Sorry, one second. Do I equip it to Ravager, or do I equip it to Scourge? If I'm equipping to Scourge, I then potentially have to invest the Ravager into saving the Scourge. Whereas if I equip to Ravager, I can attack and either Welding Jar or something else. I think I've talked myself into that option. I also make it a bigger threat if I attack with Ravager, with it equipped. This either forces a double block or some sort of kill spell, which I can either outgrow or I can Welding Jar. Now the clever block here would be to, well, no, that would remove me from combat, wouldn't it? Yeah, a single block, a double block. Yeah, that blocking order is fine. So I can either eat I have to eat 3 artifacts in order to grow it enough. I think I like trading here. I don't think I'm in a very good position. What I need is an etched champion. I think at this point I'm okay with trading and then putting the counters onto Vault Scourge. So we will let the opponent move first. I chose to not sacrifice any artifacts there because I would rather have the drum around for potential mana source, especially if I'm able to land an etched champion. Bitter Blossom. Okay. If I can hold my own against that, then things look better. That does not help. In the slightest. I guess at this point I am hoping they don't have a removal spell. It kind of seems like they don't, because I would have assumed that they would be tempted to use it last turn. I'm going to activate Nexus to get in for an extra damage, and Lifelink, which I think will be fairly critical. The issue is that they're going to have 2/2 Vigilance Flyers every turn. The bright side is they are down to 5. Yes, they have a bunch of Lingering Souls. So, in a way, well, I've got a blocker that can gain me more life than they can. So if I don't attack, I think that's the better option than attacking. Another plating actually makes me nigh unreachable as long as they don't have removal. If they have removal, we start having issues. But I would almost assume that they would have used it already. So I'm going to use this mana right away. And just sit back. Because if they do attack, I can block them one by one, and they will slowly drain themselves to death. The issue then becomes when they have removal. My best outs here are, I think Etched would do well. Master is not the best. Galvanic Blast would be perfect. Anything else is kind of trash. Well, that puts me out of being able to do that. I suppose I can Welding Jar. See what they attack with. Yeah, it makes the most sense that they attack with everything. 3, 6, 9. I think I can take the 9 damage without sacrificing Scourge. Because if I suppose if I pull Master of Ethereum right now, it's not the most helpful because I would have to tap Volt Scourge in order to play it. Another chump blocker is pretty good. That is basically what my manlands are right now, is death prevention. I don't want to attack because there's no way they're not blocking. Yes, this affords them more time to get kills, or to get, well, yeah, kill spells. At this point, I have to block, and I will jar. I don't think it matters which I block. I'm going to activate these guys and not block in order to get the most amount of lifelink from the Scourge. I probably could have just tapped themselves, but that's alright. They probably have a push here. Oh no, flashback Lingering Souls. Alright. Alright. Ornithopter is a blocker. We are quickly running out. They're going to have too many attackers to deal with. Top decks were not the best. Granted, I can 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18 now. Yeah, this is starting to be a problem. I can't quite outgain the lifelink. I just have to last 2 turns though. Beginning of combat. Gonna activate my Ink Moth to have it at the ready. And Blink Moth, I think, will be on some other form. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18 is the amount of damage they can attack for. I can gain that much life. 18 puts me to 4. I haven't faced this deck before, so I'm not sure. I'm not sure what they can do at instant speed, aside from removal, that they wouldn't have already done. I'm going to activate my manlands with the potential of blocking with Scourge this turn to take out an attacker. I think that's probably better than leaving them with another. And then I gain the life and get out of that range. Is it better for me to also block with the Nexus and thus lose a little less life and diminish one of their attackers? I think it's possible that it is, so I'm going to try that. So I will declare blockers, and then I will pump by tapping this. I suppose I probably should have tapped the Volt Scourge that was already blocking, but Opal. doesn't quite help. Okay, so I can block and kill some of their attackers. Leaves me with nothing, but it is a plan. I don't want to double equip the Ornithopter. And I'm not attacking. I might be playing it too cautiously here. I'm not sure. The goal at this point is just to survive until they drain themselves next turn. So if I can survive this turn, I'm pretty sure I have it. Alright, apparently they had nothing. Alright, well, I definitely consider myself lucky there. I think Thoughtseize is probably good. I don't know how good Galvanic Blast is. Probably not that great. I'm going to assume that Memnite's not that great. Edge Champion will get past all of their blockers. Blood Moon. They did have no basics that game, so I think I'll go with a Blood Moon. They have white. They'll probably have Stony, which means I probably want the anti-Stony package. These flares are potentially not going to do much, but they could do a lot. I think trying for that, dropping 2 blasts. There's still more than I need to drop then. Jar was still good. Scourge was good because of the lifelink. I think the potential of them having Path with Ravager is bad. Overseer would have helped me outgrow them, so I think Overseer is still good. I think another Blast is... I think because those are the pinpoint removal spells, I don't think they are quite as useful. I like Master to have big threats. I think getting rid of another Ravager might be it. I'm not very certain about this sideboard. Okay, I have 1 land. I have 2 mana sources. I have Edge Champion, which I can hope to get to. And I have Lifelinkers. I think this is enough to keep. Opponent mulligan to 6. Alright, we weren't really hoping to see a Ravager since we boarded so many of them out, but that is what it is. We're going to Vault Scourge and Opal to get it out of my hand. Could have hoped for a 0-drop, would have been the best pickup ever, but next turn I can Pest and Scourge if I don't get another mana source. If I do get a mana source, Stony right away. Awesome. Okay, well, yeah, there's a reason they snap kept that 6. Hoping for land that's not Darksteel Citadel. I guess a Pest will have to do. So if I land Pest, then next turn I'm swinging for 2. If I land Scourge, then next turn I'm swinging for 2. Either way, I'm not getting any faster. But Pest... Yeah, that's weird. I guess another Scourge offers another threat that can get bigger. It does cost me some life, but I'm not sure what else I'm going to do being locked out of my mana. Yeah, we would Would have loved to be able to land a pest as well this turn. Blood Moon is pretty much no longer useful now. Alright. We like getting a Nexus. So then my question to myself is, do I play the Ravager before combat to try to protect the Scourges? Granted, if I'm trying to protect the Scourges, that's not really a way to do it. I just gain from them dying. Well, no, I don't. Ravager's just a 1/1. I can't activate him. Silly me. I also can't play Cranium Plating. So these two are the play. So we'll go to combat first. At this point, I'm hoping for a third non-artifact mana source. Pardon that. Yeah, Inquisition probably grabs Etched Champion. And that's what I was going to say I was hoping for. A third non-artifact mana source to play Champion. Yeah, and that's of course what they take, because that's a smart play. They now get 2 blockers that are going to do wonders for them. And things are not going to go my way at all. I'll gain some life and either lose the pests or the scourges. It is nice to have this many attackers, but it's not going to last long, is the problem. I don't want to activate either of these because it is more than likely they would block one of them to lock me out of mana. I don't think it makes much sense to hold back, though. Especially in the tenuous position that I'm in right now. Post-combat, I'll cast either Plating or Ravager. I would assume they're going to block. Maybe not. Okay. I guess these become bigger threats faster, so that makes a bit more sense. Yep. Just was a touch too slow. That Stony definitely locks us out. And they are more than happy to do that. Luckily, I have the pests to attack in the air. Ornithopter will be nice in the long run. At this point, yeah, I want to activate and hope for a poison kill that they can't take care of somehow. Which is not likely, because they'll just Lingering Souls next turn. I actually am going to attack with the Ravager, because if they do block it, then I just modular onto one of the flyers and have a bigger attack for that. It's entirely possible that they don't block anything. No, yeah, that makes a lot more sense. It's a free block versus them taking more damage. I'm going to modular onto the Nexus, because I can much more easily, if I get another land, I can only activate, I can't activate and pump. I would need 2 more lands to activate and pump. This block seems silly to me. I'm going to freebie kill those guys. And I can't activate his ability. So I'm killing his 3 guys for free. I guess Rest in Peace might have been useful here to shut off the second half of Lingering Souls. But that's the only thing I'm aware of, so I don't really like that. So I guess my question is, do I want to protect a Signal Pest for longer, or get in more damage with the Nexus? or threaten more, and they're forced to double block it. I think I'm alright with forcing the double block there. Ah, okay. Well, that makes sense. Yeah. Get a land. Yep. Alright, that sucks. I wonder if they would have pathed, signal paths had I gone there. That would have made sense. Yeah, because now they've got those blockers. Oh, this one doesn't look good. Okay. At this point, I don't know if I have any outs. I only have 2 lands. Ooh. Okay. It's kind of an out. Slows them down at least. I'm going to get in for a whopping 4 damage, but it's something. Gonna have to fix that. Apparently one of the knobs on my chair just fell out. That is not helpful. Especially if they have some sort of follow-up. Okay, they don't seem to. So I'm gonna go to the beginning of my combat. Going to activate Blinkmoth Nexus. And yes, I am going to risk the Blinkmoth Nexus because I need to put on pressure. The longer this game goes, clearly, the better it is for my opponent. I think my outs are relatively low. So losing another land doesn't really do too much. I actually would be thrilled to top Etched Champion right now. I don't. Let's see, I have 45 cards in my deck, so, you know, it's 4 and 45. But the more turns they go without playing anything, the better off we are. I should have waited till my beginning of combat step. The bad move. Alright, I definitely consider myself lucky. Yeah, I just noticed opponent's comment on that. Yeah, if he'd drawn any sort of anything, that would have been quite a different game. Any tokens and I'd have been completely shut out. Yeah, well, just need one more and we can crawl our way back from the bad start that we have. So we're currently 2-2, hoping for 3-2 in the next round. I'll see you then.